talked to you quite a bit before the bowl game about Poncho and snapping, and first time in an extended time. Well, all right, he's had an the good part of the offseason will start working. How's it been looking?
Poncho's been looking excellent. I mean, I think the best thing for Poncho was he was doing it last year too, and he was always in a rotation. So when it happened, Liberty game, it wasn't really a shock for him. It was just him just getting the starting role. So for him to be able now to get comfortable, you can see the confidence that he's playing with now. This is what we've been waiting for. I mean, he has the physical attributes. It's just now getting comfortable with snapping like he has, and that's what it's been all spring.
Some of the other things that go into being the starting center as opposed to he was kind of reserve, kind of Swiss Army knife. But what changes just kind of big picture for him taking that role? Big
picture, not much. He still got to be confident. He still got to communicate. He still got to be the leader whenever he's in. So for the most part, it's just a little bit more requirement out of him to always be right, especially running with the bigger groups and starters and things of that nature. So for him, it's just having that confidence and having that presence no matter what the defense gives us. Obviously, we see a ton of stuff from our defense, and it helps him because he feels confident in making those calls and making those looks.
How huge is it for you guys to have both of your starting tackles be able to return and have that kind of experience from last year going into this year?
It's a blessing. I mean, to be in this same situation last year, it was kind of like you didn't know who was going to be the guys, and to now have that continuity, everybody's competing still, but to have guys that you know can play high-quality football, JC or Johnny are some of the two of the best in the nation. I mean, all due respect. And they put that on film last year. So to have them back again this year as an O-line coach, we are ecstatic, obviously. But it's also the leadership group that they have. Like now, they are so much more vocal this year than they were last year, and it comes with confidence.
What's been your impressions of Bedford, and just what did you like about him in the portal to bring him over?
That older leadership presence, that's what he is. That's what he is. He's going to push. He's going to grind. He's always looking to compete every single day. That's the type of energy we need in our room. Win, lose, or draw, he's trying to go win. That's what he's trying to do, point blank. So for him right now, it's adjusting to the playbook, learning because it's all new to him. But that presence, that maturity, that feistiness, he's bringing it every single day.
A lot of position versatility at Indiana. Is that going to be the same case for you?
Same thing for him. You know, it's spring. Guys will be playing multiple positions. So just for him to get comfortable in our system, and get comfortable playing multiple positions.
What does Marcus mean to your room, Malik? Because he's one of the few guys that dates back to your first tenure here, and one of those few guys on the team that dates that far back. So just experience, is always valuable, but like his experience is a little bit different than others.
No doubt. And I think the thing that Marcus has taken on is he's attacked his body just as much as the grind, and I think the younger guys are seeing that. So the leadership that he has, he's been a leader for a long time. He's got that presence about him. But like you said, having that continuity with the older guys and the younger guys, he's got the respect of the older guys, like the guys who've been here since way before, and he's got the respect of the young guys like Shaq and guys who just got here like Shaq and Trent. So his presence is always needed in our room. He's the alpha in our room because he's been here the longest, but he matches it with his play. So for us, Marcus is an invaluable piece for us, man. He's always going to be that stronghold for us, and because he's got so much position flex, he can play all three in the interiors.
How comfortable do you feel in the role now after a year on the job? What do you think you've grown the most since coming last year?
I won't say I'm comfortable because we always strive to be uncomfortable, but I definitely have a little bit more comfortability with what's going around us, you know what I mean? So it definitely does help to now have a year under us, to have a bunch of guys returning. But the law firm being together this long, we know how to work with each other. We know what our guys are looking for. We're now in a tempo and a system and rhythm where we're always looking to be uncomfortable. But now you have the continuity with each other. We know what to expect. We know what that standard is and what it looks like to increase it.
What's the next step for Josh in his development, just being that left tackle?
I mean, for him, it's just all our guys is going to be continued growth. I think the next level for JC, and he's starting to do it already, is just to turn that A-hole up. Finish, nasty, grudge, because you can see from an athleticism standpoint, you can see from an assignment standpoint, he's going to be where he's supposed to be and how he's supposed to be there. And for him, we challenge him to turn that A-hole up, and he's doing it already.
What have you liked from Jaquan McRoy as he's gotten his feet wet with his first experience in college football?
Big Shaq is Big Shaq for a reason. That's a large man. And for him to get comfortable in our system, still learning the plays, obviously, mid-year, but for him to see the athleticism a large human like that possesses, both him and Trent, our young guys that have come in mid-year, they've handled it. We've kind of threw some fire at them, and they've handled it. And they've been able to play next to each other a little bit, try to challenge them to see how much of the system they know. But when not, putting them next to against the older guys so they feel a little comfortable to have that communication and continuity. But those two guys are going to be special for us.
How has Trent kind of adapted? Because he went from very little experience of high school football, and the state of Oregon's not known to be the most competitive place.
But even then, there are ballers, and the history is shown. In the PNW, there are offensive linemen that are here. And we do a good job of making sure we keep them here. We have a ton of guys. You have the Jake Hansons, the Shane Lemieux, the Calvin Throckmortons, the Brady Aiellos, the Ryan Walks, the Alex Forsythe. You can go on the list on and on. Trent just happened to be one that happened to be a under the rug guy. He was a lacrosse player, basketball player, but he made the transition after that junior, senior year And to see how much he's already developed, that's a credit to his trainers, a credit to his high school coaches, because he came in way more advanced than people anticipated, but he's been working on his craft. He's an athletic human being. So if he sticks his mind to something, I don't think there's not much he can't do for real.
I know you cross-train, but what kind of just long-term projection?
Whatever he want to play, he's got that athletic ability, and what's surprising about Trent is his bend. So obviously it'll be guard or tackle right now, but I wouldn't be opposed at some point of him trying to snap the ball because he can play with great bend to be that large. And you can see him next to Shaq. Those two dudes are large humans, man, for real. I'm glad they were the Ducks.
What is it, Johnny, been focusing on this spring league so that a year from now he's looked at as a potential Thursday night guy?
So for him, it was his size in the weight room. And for Johnny, he's turned into an animal this offseason. He attacked the weight room. He's playing with probably about 12, 13 pounds heavier. And you can see that he put it on the right way. Coach Wilson Love and our strength staff did a tremendous job with him. He put it on the right way, and he's still moving as efficient and as explosive as he was last year. But you can see by his presence, he's a much larger human than he was last year.
How important is this month in particular, not just to everybody's developmental league, but specifically to the twos, because a year from now, you're going to be replacing 5 to 7 guys and maybe 4 starters. You're going to have a lot of answers in that case. So how important is this time to that, and how much cohesion have you found in the twos as you're mixing and matching personnel groups?
And I think to me, that's the biggest thing of why we do so much mixing and matching during this time. This is the time you get to develop. There isn't a game in a month. The only game we have is against ourselves. So if we can continue to develop all our guys in multiple positions, you can challenge them a bit more right now. But this is the time to challenge them because, like you said, last year at this time, the Janorises, the Lee Pays, those guys were lost in the world a little bit, but right now they're competing for us right now. So it's the same thing. You wanted to continue to develop those guys every single day, but have that comfortability in whatever position that they are or to get most comfortable with. That's where you see their future at.
Is Kavika working mainly at tackle now?
Yeah, so like Kavika's our swing guy. He can play tackle or guard. So right now it's probably mainly tackle, but he gets some guard reps too, and he'll do it on both sides.
What's Ryan Walk like as a coach?
Ryan Walk is the man. Like obviously he was the man when I was a GA here, and he worked his tail from a walk-on to a scholarship to a multiple game starter. And he's been season ticket holder. He was sitting in that stadium. So everybody here knows who Ryan Walk is, but to have that presence in our room, 1, half these guys play with him. So they know exactly who he is from a respect standpoint, but 2, he knows so much ball. He helps the law firm without a doubt. So to us, I mean, we're blessed. Again, this family that we have here with Coach Cav, we got Walkie, myself, Coach Caleb. I mean, we got guys right now who can continue to help our guys, and not just me, the whole family.